Hi, Lee here. Going to talk today about simulation systems, new school, old school, and the subject, are we in a simulation? Answer, yes, we are in a simulation. Simulation equating to a religious secular system. At the moment, humanity is in an old covenant, old school simulation, which secular administration is a monetary, legal, warring economy. It is karmic, that is monetary, legal, warring world order. You've heard me probably say this before in other videos, but that's the key words that you've got to kind of remember in here. That is the simulation that we're in. We are in this, as humanity, find ourselves in this particular time in a simulation. In the Vedic philosophy, there are 14 regions, 7 higher heavenly and 7 lower subterranean. The 7 higher are Satya, Tapas, Jana, Maha, Savar, Bhuva, Bu. Bu is where we are, Earth, our 7th heaven, central of the universe. Right? And then you've got 7 lower subterranean. Let's start Atala, Vyarthis, Subterranean, Rasatalaloka, Talatala, Mahatalaloka and Patalas. Getting deeper and a bit more specific of where we're at, we're in the 4th age of Kali Yuga, the 4th spiritual class of Shiva Samprada. Samprada meaning class. Of course, Shiva's basically the lord of the subterranean realms. He's the controller of the 7 subterranean realms, and we're apparently at the moment in the 4th subterranean realm known as Talalaloka on Earth in its equivalent. This has happened before when the Earth fell down to Rasatalala, which is a subterranean realm just below Talatala. So Talatala itself is in the central of the 7 subterranean realms. It's also described as a metropolis, so it's kind of like a subterranean metropolis of built up skyscrapers, designed by an Azura, a celestial demon called Maya. Have you looked around the world now in all the countries, every built up part of the metropolis of the city, all size skyscrapers, which proves the fact we're in a Talatala system of a monetary legal world order where all the banking and finance goes, which is our proof, right, that we're in a subterranean Talatala manifestation on Earth, in a simulation that goes with it. It's a monetary legal warring order which is karmic, monetarily controlled, and we are binded by its legal fictitious laws that we are enslaved by. No one can buy or sell without the mark of the beast. The beast being money, stroke gold. At the moment it's turned into fiat standard based. This is a simulation we find ourselves in, a karmic, legal, monetary warring simulation. We are generally working and enslaved across the world. It variegates across the world, but I know for UK we're pretty much generally working full time, 48 weeks a year on a 4-week holiday, to money. We're enslaved by money. This is our simulation. This is the karmic system. Karmic being because it equates to money and legality. This is the proof, and how we can get out of this is turning basically this iron into gold, because it's an iron age, the Kali Yuga. We need to turn it around, as I'll keep going on about in other videos, about the reset template of turning it around to 44473. So that's 44 weeks and 4 days back to yourself in Korea, and what you want to do, all your callings in life, whatever that may be, time off, whatever it is in time in your life, when you want to do career, when time off, whatever it is, your prerogative, your right, and it should be your human right. and all you've got to then cover in the perfect human template, which is 444, is basically 7.3, which is 7 weeks and 3 days back to working locally and sharing all the local jobs that we actually need here and don't need here, and then basically sharing the 7 weeks and 3 days in local areas between 7 people. At first you may think that's impossible, that's ridiculous, that would never happen, but with a bit of real organisation and intelligence amongst us, the people that actually are the manual labourers, right, the workers of all different levels, what's genuinely needed here in this world, right, in the world, what we really need to do is basically condense what we need here and what we don't need. For instance, of all the financial departments, so basically from banking to all the rest of the financial departments, all their manual labourers then was continuous to work in all the local areas of all the jobs that are relevant and authentic that we need. This would work. Also, all the inauthentic work that's here for the false branding, just useless products no one really wants to use, but if you've not got much money you end up buying the money because you can't afford the top quality stuff. We could basically get rid of all these brands, or all the entrepreneurs of these people that are using these false brandings, will quite probably drop a hat, given the freedom of a free world and all the workers who work for them. That's given us all back more manual labourers to continue the authentic work that's actually needed here. This is our way of working our way out of this situation. This is how the rat and the snake, or we could say the woman and the man, gets out of the Babylonian sack that we find ourselves trapped in these built up cities that we're born in. We could work it for our advantage if we done this. This is the simulation we could be in, a free world simulation, which is then we call Bhaktic yoga systems, not karmic yogic systems that we're under now. We're binded by karma, binded by legalese monetary system that binds us karmically. We need to break free from the karmic yogic systems of the old covenant, the old guard, the old school, which is a subterranean realm that we find ourselves on earth at the moment, called the wrath of God, of the subterranean realms. We don't need to be in the wrath of God, we need to be in the love of God, because earth is a heavenly plane, and basically get ourselves back on the heavenly plane of Loka or Loka. Forgive my vocabulary and my pronunciation in Vedic terms. I'm still a baby gaggling at it, but basically been learning it for 20 years. At the end of the day, we could really do this. It just takes us to reorganise and believe, and stop believing in the banking system, believing in the government, believing in all the politics. It's basically a miasmic air of part and parcel of the legal fictitious system we're in, which is karmic, and start believing in each other, that we are the ones that run things, and without us nothing stops. They may own the corporations, right, but we actually run the corporations, and if we didn't turn up in the morning or all the unsociable hours that we're basically signed in duty to do, there wouldn't be nothing happening. Until we all realise this, we can start to set each other free and have more time back to ourselves, and condense what we actually need here and don't need here, with nobody losing in the transition. Because if once we remove money, there's no loss of basically you losing from that financial department job you're in, or a brand that's not very top quality, but there you are working in it, and the job's basically dismissed and we don't need it. You're not losing out and have to call to payment of anything, because we've got rid of money. So then you can decide what it is you want to do in your career, and what jobs are relevant in the local area that you want to basically help out in. It's for all of us to take out and start to really consider this and find that this is a way out. I mean, we've got next general election 2022. This could be the way forward. It's not about anyone being elected into this. What I'm saying, it just needs to be basically from top of the country to the bottom of the country, heads up, and everyone doesn't vote for the simple reason, all that I've just said anyway, and the fact that externally this country like all the rest of the countries in this world order of karmic subterranean realm, are all in trillions plus zillions probably by now in debt to each other in currency. So you'd think on that stance we would put them into administration and liquidate all assets and services. And remember that we are the assets and we are the services. If you think about it, we make the assets, we make the products from the very ore to the very store. It's all us as manual labourers that actually make these things, let alone the services that are more soul to soul, like care work, nursing work, where it's more a human on human service. We are the assets and the services, and we deserve to give each other a break and give each other a freedom that we can actually start to do this and make it real. If you're willing, as a working class man or woman, to accept the fact when this axe comes down that you're considered poor in your assets, as in you have a small pokey little house or a flat, you probably have a car park that only can hold one car, maybe you're lucky two, and that's your lot for life. But now you're as free as a rich, so you can basically move around freely to other counties and parts of the country, free admission and all things, and accommodation to everything you want to get into, everything you want to attain, all products, all services, and we keep it run to each other in a sensible way. This can be done quite easily. So you may have a HQ to come back to, but you don't have to be stuck in your HQ for the rest of your life, and you can see the rest of the country, and one day, when we get really clever, internationally, worldwide. It's got to start with one country pretty much becoming Noah's Ark and basically getting out of the legal system of maritime law, right, and basically becoming our own people, and basically just living by simpleness of a simulation, new covenant 10 commandments as a law, not the legal old covenant that adds on top of 10 commandments its legal fictitious law that we're all binded to monetarily. If you hear what I'm saying, and it does hold water with you, take on heed, spread the word, because if you really want a freedom and you really had enough, and you had enough of this world's politics and all the lies, the constant lies, the false promises, the same narrative that's never going to change, is a case of their status quo and how long they can continue every 5 years to do this for their own personal gain in monetary order, while we are working for chump change and working really hard and need to give ourselves a break and have a freedom that we all deserve to be having by now, where it can realistically be done by just a change of direction and focus from getting out of the old simulation of a 48 weeks, 4 weeks for holiday that we're currently generally stuck in, and turning it around to 444, 44 weeks and 4 days to ourselves in career, covering all local jobs for 7 weeks and 3 days between 7 people. Bit like the Magnificent Seven, but it can actually be done. Really consider it and see this is our way out as a solution. I'll leave it there for now. Take care and have a nice day.